Final score, the Los Angeles Rams, 54. Your Kansas City Chiefs, 51. The Kansas City Chiefs fall to 9-2. And 2 losses this season. The Kansas City Chiefs have scored 40 points at New England and lost. Tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs scored 51 points and lost. And are now 9-2 with a 1-game lead over the Los Angeles Chargers for the division. And the Chiefs got a 1-game lead over the New England Patriots, but the Patriots still in the tiebreaker. And don't forget about the Steelers. The Chiefs still got a game lead over them. So the Chiefs are in the stretch run. There's 5 games left. The Chiefs have got to regroup for this bye. They got to get healthy. But looking at this game, folks, the Chiefs came out undisciplined. It looked like they didn't even practice on defense, folks. Steve Nelson and Orlando Scandrick were getting picked apart on the first 3 drives the Los Angeles Rams had the football. Chiefs had 10 penalties, 18 minutes into the game. It was very undisciplined. It was poor. Before we knew it, the Kansas City Chiefs were down 13-0, and then down 16-7. But twice the Kansas City Chiefs were down. They fought back. They were down by 13 points, came back, got the lead. They were down 10 points in the 4th quarter, came back and made some great plays to get the lead. With 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game, Orlando Scandrick had the game-clinching interception. He dropped it. Slipped through his fingers. He had it right freaking here! So 2 plays later, Dirty Dan Sorensen, everybody was thrilled to have him back. Got torched by the tight end on a 40-yard touchdown pass. Dirty Dan hadn't been the same. Dan Sorensen's not the same without Eric Berry. But it's concerning. Shouts to my brother Tony Bud Williams. His biggest fear is that this Kansas City Chiefs team are like the San Diego Chargers of the early 80s. Sure, Dan Fouts put up a lot of records to Kellen Winslow and John Jefferson and Wes Chandler, but the Chargers always lost in the playoffs in high-scoring games. Chiefs, you got to shake this off. They need to regroup because this is tough. Tonight was tough. It tears you up. But it's the bye week. Chiefs are 9-2. There's talk about Eric Berry coming back, but what concerns me is the corners. Like I said, Scandrick and Steve Nelson were getting scorched early, and Scandrick had a chance to win the freaking game. And playmakers make plays, and Orlando Scandrick dropped the interception. The Rams were out of timeouts. That interception would have iced it. Patrick Mahomes threw 6 touchdown passes. He threw 3 interceptions, but in my opinion, honestly, 1 interception was the worst. The interception that he threw in the 3rd quarter where he didn't set his feet, it was a run-pass option. He tried to hit the running back on a quick slant. Bad pass. Picked off by the outside linebacker. He took it 20 yards for the touchdown. But I want to give it to Patrick Mahomes because he kept fighting. He kept bringing it back. Yeah, he threw 2 other interceptions. But the interception that Patrick Mahomes threw to Marcus Peters at the end of the game with 1.5 minutes left, Patrick Mahomes stepped up and in the pocket, and Travis Kelce was blocking the outside linebacker, which I don't know why. I don't know why you have Kelce in a play where he's blocking, because you need freaking Kelce out there as a weapon. He could have dumped him off. He could have dumped the pass off to Kelce, and Kelce could have picked up yards. The Chiefs still had 3 timeouts, but instead Kelce's in there blocking as an extra tackle. Patrick Mahomes tries to make a play. The outside linebacker who Kelce was blocking gets hit. The ball had nothing on it, and freaking Marcus Peters made the interception. And why that eats at me is because when Marcus Peters was traded, the day he was traded, he was in the NFL Total Access studios, and Steve Weish asked him point blank, Marcus, what can you tell us about Patrick Mahomes? And without hesitation, Marcus Peters looked at the camera and didn't blink and said, he knows how to give me the ball. Damn. So with the game on the line, Travis Kelce doesn't hold the block all the way, and freaking Patrick Mahomes throws an interception to Marcus Peters because his hand was hit. And then, of course, the Chiefs got the ball back with a minute left, and with 25 seconds at his own 25, Patrick Mahomes gets flushed out of the pocket and just tries to chuck it down the field, and that's intercepted. So I'm not going to hold freaking 3 interceptions against him. I'm going to hold 1. Aaron Donald freaking sacked him twice and fumbled. Patrick Mahomes fumbled, and both times they took it in for one time. They took it in for touch. Let me think. One time they took it for a touchdown, and I think the other time they set it up. I can't remember. It was such a crazy freaking game, but I know they scored. They scored on. Okay, one was the Chiefs were driving and Donald sacked him, and the Rams got the ball inside the Kansas City territory at the 47, and the Rams scored 4 plays later. What a game. What a game. Let's look at these stats by your Kansas City Chiefs here, folks. Patrick Mahomes was 33 of 46, 478 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Kareem Hunt was at 14 carries for 70 yards. Tyreek Hill had 10 receptions, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had 10 receptions, 127 yards, and 1 touchdown. Chris Conley had a freaking fabulous game, 7 receptions for 74 yards. I'm concerned about Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins did everything he could to play in today's game. He wasn't going to play, but Sammy Watkins went out before the game and tried to test his foot. He said, yeah, I'm good. Sammy Watkins caught 1 pass in the first quarter for 4 yards and went and sat on the bench. I'm not going to fault the offense, but son of a bitch. We got a lot of money in freaking Sammy Watkins that, I don't know, maybe we could have used in free agency on a defensive back, maybe a corner. But nope, we gave Sammy Watkins a shit ton of freaking money. Just freaking, here, Sammy, have all this freaking money so you can keep freaking getting hurt. I'm doing everything I can not to freaking bust my freaking profanity level here on YouTube, but I'm pretty pissed, man. We got an average freaking deep cornerbacks. Everybody wanted to prop up Steve Nelson. Said, whoa, Steve Nelson's, he's pretty good. He's adequate at best. Skandrick's a veteran. Kendall Fuller is pretty good. The Chiefs defense made some plays today, but take away the 3 turnovers, and I guess the Rams score offensively. They went the length of the field and scored at least 38 points. 3 touchdowns, somewhere between 30 and 35 points. Put the game on the freaking line. The Rams are out of timeouts. You got to keep them from scoring. You got to keep them from scoring, man. You can't let them go 75 yards and score a touchdown. But Daniel Sorensen is one-on-one on the outside against the tight end. Goff puts it on the money. Are you freaking serious? Daniel Sorensen, man. Daniel Sorensen is not a good safety without Eric Berry. He's freaking good when Eric Berry's out there, which brings up a whole new argument or a whole new debate or a whole new discussion or a whole new topic. What will Eric Berry be like when he returns? It's out there on CBS Sports, ESPN, that Eric Berry will return after the bye. How effective will he be? Eric Berry hasn't played a full game since the playoff game in January of 2017 against the Steelers when we held the Steelers to 6 field goals. because with 3 minutes left in the opening game of 2017, Eric Berry was injured. Yeah, he hadn't played since. How is his heel? What kind of condition will he be? Are the Chiefs really going to want to play Eric Berry at Oakland in 2 weeks? You know, since the bye's this week, is Eric Berry going to play this game? Are you going to want to risk him on that crappy field? Oakland's field ain't freaking good. You're going to want to have Eric Berry come out and try to play that game? I guess you want to see him play. Maybe you could get Eric Berry some defensive snaps. I imagine the Chiefs, at the least, are going to be 12-point favorites. Raiders are terrible. So let's look at the schedule going forward. The Chiefs are 9-2. Like I said, we got a 1-game lead. We know we got the Steelers, the Patriots, and the Chargers right behind us. Here we go. The Chiefs got a game at Oakland. Come back and play a tough Ravens team. That's not going to be a gimme, but the Chiefs should win. Play 4 days later at Arrowhead, Thursday night against the Chargers. The Chargers will probably still be a game back. They got an easy schedule until then, but they're still 1 game behind us. The toughest game, in my opinion, in the rest of the season follows that with a game at Seattle. Then the Chiefs come home and play the Oakland Raiders to finish the regular season. We got to take care of business against Seattle. I'm not looking past Oakland, Baltimore, San Diego, or Los Angeles Chargers. The Chiefs got to be ready for that game against the Chargers, because even though Phillip Rivers sucks and he freaking steps on his foot and blows the game like the Chargers did against the Broncos, you knew they were going to do it. They stepped on their foot against the Broncos when they had over 400 yards freaking against the Broncos, and they lost. But for the Chiefs, it sucks. We scored 40 points and lost in New England. We scored 51 and lost at L.A. We got a freaking great offense, except we got a crap ton of money in Sammy Watkins, which freaking screwed our salary cap. We don't even need Sammy Watkins, and he's got all that money. We could have freaking took a cornerback, but we don't have any freaking salary cap space. We got all that money in Sammy Watkins, and we don't even freaking need him. This is a tough pill to swallow. I know some people say, Shaggy, don't be negative. Everything is going to be okay. We got a 1-game lead. Eric Berry's going to be coming back. But in the playoffs, if we got to go on the road to New England, we're going to have, what are we going to put up 40 points again? Is our defense going to be able to hold anybody? Is Eric Berry going to make the difference? It's tough. It's tough. But the Chiefs still have the best record in the AFC. We're not going to get down. We're going to stay focused. We're going to stay ready. I want to thank all you guys for following me. It's the bye week. Shaggyshane will be back next Sunday. Join me Sunday. If you want to stay up late Saturday night, I will be talking about the first half of the Kansas City Chiefs season with my special guest, Lance Twidwell of The Spoken, and Clay Windler of Red Tribe Cinema. So, let's pick ourselves up. I know it's tough. It's after midnight. We just watched the freaking hell of a game. The best high-scoring game, the highest-scoring game in Monday Night Football history. Let me tell you, I'm hoarse. We're screaming at the game. Let me have one more drink before we say goodbye. But there's a lot of positive things going on with the Chiefs. They showed that they can score 40 points on the road against a great, on paper, a Ram defense. The Kansas City Chiefs showed that they're able to come back. The intestinal fortitude of Patrick Mahomes is inspiring. So, let's keep our chins up. Let's dust this off. Let's hope Eric Berry can make the difference, so maybe teams score only 35 points, and he can be the difference maker. I hope each and every one of you has a happy Thanksgiving. You guys all kick ass. Happy holidays. This is Shaggyshane. Until this Saturday night with my bye-week breakdown with Lance Twidwell and Clay Windler, join me as we discuss the first half, or the first 11 games of the season, and we break down the stretch run for your Kansas City Chiefs, the second half or the final 5 games of the season. I love you guys. Once again, happy Thanksgiving. See you late Saturday night. Hold on, because we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Stick with me. This is Shaggyshane saying, go Chiefs!